We're recording.
Okay.
Yay.
It's doing this, but glad we took the time off. So, welcome to another Untitled Evenings. Chris is playing with stuff.
Trying to turn the Wi-Fi off.
Oh, you can do that? Anyways, yeah. Okay. Seems like forever, but for you guys, it's maybe been a week.
Yeah, because we
built up. Yeah.
Well, no, I mean, we didn't do any filming the week of Thanksgiving.
Right.
And so we took a week off, even though we didn't mean to take a week off. I didn't mean to take a week off.
I just go with flow. You know how it is. So whenever he has a day off, routine, whatever it is, just shot to hell. I mean.
Yeah. And I had 5 days off in a row.
Yeah.
Hell in a handbasket.
Yeah, it really was. We had some aspirations of wanting to do stuff. I had all these grand schemes of us doing things inside my head.
Were we going to do things inside your head?
No.
Or was it inside your head thoughts of doing things?
You know how it is.
Just asking.
How am I going to fit everybody in my head so we can do stuff?
Is it like a TARDIS?
No.
It's like a TARDIS. It's bigger on the inside.
No. Anywho, so we just kind of laid around the house and didn't do anything. But our last episode, we said that we would share our addiction for anime, Korean drama, Asian movies, blah, 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 blah. So, in honor of that, 안녕하세요, which is a really bad Korean version of hello, but I'm tired. I mean, you guys know that.
Luckily, we don't have anyone that's Korean that watches this.
안녕하세요. There we go. That's it. All right. So, where to begin, man? Where to begin? Let's do anime, because you've always been fascinated by anime.
Yeah, I think that's how it actually started. You were not into any of this stuff, and I was growing up, because I grew up watching Akira and animes like that. Mm-hmm. And if you want to get into anime and you want to get in the right way, you should watch things like Akira and Ronin Warriors, Ninja Scroll, Vampire Hunter D.
Ooh, see.
You cover your bases on an introduction to kind of the best of what the 80s and 90s had to offer, mainstream-wise. My tastes have gone deeper and wider than mainstream anime since then, but it's a pretty safe, quality education in anime
I vote
get
for Vampire D Hunter, because...
Vampire Hunter D?
Yep. Because when we were living in Nicholasville, and Brian was living with us, which Brian's a friend of ours, and he loves anime, and that was one of his favorite at the time. So
probably still is. It's just a great movie.
So I hadn't seen anything. I believe that was probably one of my first introductions to anime.
Oh, I'm sure it was, yeah.
And I was in love. I mean, it was just... Picture was beautiful. It was totally believable, and... the characters had a human quality about them because they were so well drawn and everything like that.
Well, yeah, and in America, we're used to animation being a kid's thing.
Cartoons.
They're cartoons, they're kiddie, they're silly, they're fun. Right. And in Japan, it's serious cinema. They tell serious stories, and they do some silly things as well, but that's their Hollywood.
Yes.
Is anime.
Yep.
And so when you get something really beautiful from them, it's really beautiful. I mean, they take the time and energy to do that. And then I started showing you the Miyazaki films.
Oh, my God.
Which was it. She was in with Vampire Hunter D, but then we watched Spirited Away. I think is the first thing I showed you. And
probably.
After that, it was a done deal.
Yeah. Most definitely. Kiki's Delivery Service. Even though it's very childlike, it's one of my favorites. and I can't even like really think about like the description of why it would be my favorite, but it just is. Anytime it's on TV or whatever, I watch it. And we introduced our oldest Jacob to the movie, and he was fascinated, but it wasn't like he was in. But I got him with Ponyo.
Ponyo. Not one of my favorites.
I know it's not one of your favorites. I enjoy watching it because she goes baka 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 baka.
Well, sure. Anytime you can hear idiot in Japanese, baka baka baka. It's worth doing.
Oh, it's definitely.
But no, I think my favorite Miyazaki films are Howl's Moving Castle.
Oh, I forgot about that one, but I do love it.
Princess Mononoke.
Ooh,
That's my favorite.
Okay, so not always, but most of the Miyazakis will have an underlining worldly theme, like Princess Mononoke. I won't go into detail, but it's just a fascinating, amazing movie, and
it deals with a real subject.
Exactly.
Yeah, and a lot of Miyazaki's films either deal with like the wonder of childhood or
Right.
some other serious issue.
The world is being destroyed by us, and
or gluttony in excess,
Yes.
which is kind of what was going on with Spirited Away. You know, it's much more important to them than what we have here in America. Although that's changing. There's a lot of really good animation starting to come out of America that's more adult oriented in the sense that they have mature themes and they deal with really important things, and even kind of the in-between anime stuff, like animations like the new Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles is outstanding. And that's produced by Nickelodeon, so it's technically American. I don't think it's made here. I think it's made in Southeast Asia, but it's captained by American interests, so they're starting to pick up.
right.
But it's still the go-to for really beautiful art, really beautiful stories, and really amazing animation. The best place to go is still Asia.
Yeah, most definitely. So, one of our funny animes that we're watching right now is Food Wars. And I could just sigh all the time. But anyways, it's cooking related, Food Wars, and you have two chefs battling out with each other.
They're kids. They're
Go ahead.
but they're not chefs. They're in training. They're at a culinary high school because everything is high school for these animes. So they're at this elite culinary focused high school where they are doing these learning how to be great chefs, and that's kind of the core of the show.
It's so funny though. It's so funny.
Oh, it's outrageously funny.
With Chris and I first being foodies, and then me going to culinary school, we will watch anything that's about food.
Oh yeah.
Seriously, anything. And so watching this anime, we didn't really know anything about the show.
Oh no, I was flipping through on Hulu and it went, Food Wars. Okay, let's watch that.
So the first episode we watched, we were indoctrinated into why people enjoy watching this show.
So if you've ever eaten something that really gave you an emotional moment, you know, people throw around phrases like better than sex and blah, blah,
orgasmic.
blah, which is impossible. But anyway, yeah, if that is, you should see a psychiatrist. But they show you the
reactions.
Well, they show you the emotion that the person is going through by how good this food is, visualized
Yeah.
as different things. So My favorite is just they have these moments of ecstasy and their clothes explode off of them. It's like they take a bite of rice and it's so good, and they're instantly naked and and like in a bowl of rice. Like it's the weirdest.
They do that sometimes.
It's the weirdest stuff.
Yeah.
But hilarious.
Oh, it's so funny, you guys. It's so funny. We realize that we're not normal, and we realize that we find enjoyment and laughter and humor
in the strangest things.
In the strangest things. But how can you not laugh when someone's clothes explode because of how they felt eating something? I mean...
And then sometimes the food becomes part of the fantasy, whatever the strong taste or smell is.
Yeah.
And then my favorites, though, are when they become like... There was one where everyone was eating stuff, and they were... The response from the instructors were like, you're like a summer god of the harvest. And so you see them in this costume of whatever they're explaining, but they have like giant forks or giant spatulas. It's just ridiculous.
It is super amazing.
And the main character, Soma.
Oh, yeah.
They take every anime trope out there, especially the fighting animes like Naruto and all of those, and they layer them in. And so when he's using his knife, it's all like super ninja, and it's absurd to the point of excess, which is why it's so good.
Yeah.
So watch it. Food Wars. It's on Hulu.
It's on Hulu.
First season's done.
Yep. Yeah, we keep going back to check it.
Just waiting. Is another one? Is another one? Is another one?
I will have to warn, though, that you don't see... I mean, obviously they are nude, but you don't see any parts.
Well, I mean, it's yeah. They don't even show nipples or anything. It's all it's very sanitized.
Oh, that's a nice way of putting it. But it's just normal anime. Women's body parts will be a lot more enlarged.
And bouncy.
And very bouncy.
Very bouncy. Especially the chick, the meat chick.
Oh, yeah.
I can't think of her name right now, but she wears a bikini all the time, and she loves meat.
All the time. And her family owns a meat company, the largest meat company, probably out of Japan or something.
And she's very glossy.
Yeah.
There's like a high sheen on various parts of her body, so the light reflects off of it.
Well, maybe she waxes.
She might.
Like actually car wax.
Maybe with like meat fat. Cause she's
duck fat.
Because she's the beef.
The meat queen.
She's beef. Just beef. Her family owns like the meat, but you only ever see her with triple grade A beef or whatever. That's her thing.
Yeah. I'm trying to think if she uses duck or anything like that. But anyways, so that's our favorite anime at the moment. Together. Now, Chris watches anime on his own.
Yes.
And I'm sure he could rattle off like 5 shows off the top of his head that he's watched.
God Eater. If you want a post-apocalyptic, depressing anime, which you don't always... I mean, I've never seen an anime like this. There's almost no humor. It is super dark and super moody, and everything has gone to hell, and it's incredible. Like the animation is really good. The characters are really interesting, but it was just different because there's almost no hope in the show. I don't know where it's going, other than to a depressing
rare
place.
Because Chris can always figure stuff out.
Yeah. And Knights of Sidonia on Netflix.
I was gonna say
Those two.
okay.
Those are my two picks for this week.
Nice.